In this video, we're going to show you how this garden was made. So this is probably my favourite landscape garden project that we took on over 2 years ago now, and there will be some pictures coming up on the screen to show you the before. There won't be any before footage because the iPhone that I was using at that time to film on the footage was just not good enough to mix on YouTube. So it'll be the before pictures that pop up on the screen at different stages to show you what it was before and the process to get it to what it is now. We're going to just jump back into different stages to show you how the work commenced, where it commenced, and what was involved in this job, because although it's only I would say a small to medium sized garden, the access and other factors that played a part in this job were not straightforward. This is the front garden area of the property, and as you can see here, this is like a resin driveway, which with all driveways when you're doing landscape work you want to protect. So there will be pictures coming up on the screen. There'll be a picture of the rubber mats that we put down to protect driveway areas from the waste we put on it and the new materials that we put on. And it's a good size area. That you do need a good size area for the waste away and the new materials to be stored. You can't just dump things on the pavement because A, the neighbours don't like it, and B, the council won't have that. So my van was parked here when the work was going on, but when the deliveries were coming, my van was parked just behind that SUV. So you've always got to factor in things like this when you're quoting work as to how you can work. Make sure you can work efficiently. There was no back access from the property. The access was shared and you had to come along here, and we had more rubber mats here going over this driveway and through this alleyway. So this is not a traditional back garden route, and labour wise obviously every wheelbarrow that came in and out came this route, and as you can see it's quite a bit for the shuttling of waste out and new materials in. And then you're back to the garden. With this garden, the customer, her father and their family gardener came up with a design which I should have an image of to put on the screen. It was just a rough sketch, and from that we transformed it into what it is now, the hard landscaping, using a paving from Paving Etc. London beige 600 by 600 porcelain paving. It's actually a really nice paving that's got a bit of a rustic touch to it by having it's got like a texture. Instead of just being a flat porcelain with a slip texture rating, it's actually got an unevenness to it, which just adds a bit of a rustic look to it. And the grout which was used, which is, I would say, the best tile grout about, supposedly. When I say tile grout, I mean like outdoor tile grout. It was a Fugabella Caracol number 1, which is white, and as you can see it's not white anymore. 2 years on, grouts will discolour, and I always now recommend the use of flow point grout for patios. The limitation is colours. There are some light greys, there is a limestone, and there's a charcoal, but with it being liquid concrete, it's a lot better than the tile grouts, which I always find just seem to discolour. As you can see, if that's supposed to be white, it's definitely not now. That's probably one of the only things I would have changed about this garden. At that point, Fugabella Caracol was and pretty much still is pretty much one of the best outdoor tile grouts, but the colours do fade over time, so you do have to bear that in mind. The planting was all done by the customer and the family gardener and her father, so you can see there is a massive amount of planting that's gone into this garden, and the sun was out before, the bees were all over it. Now it's just gone a bit overcast and there's some bees still about, but this, like anything for nature, is a habitat that they will thrive in, and it's just nice to see gardens like this, because this is the sort of gardens that we are all about. And if this is the type of garden that you are after, then we are definitely one of the best people to get in touch with for that. I think I just saw a bee there. I don't know if you can, actually it's a wasp that, but there's a bee. I reckon if it'll just, there's quite a few now. So we're towards the middle of September now in the UK, so heading into autumn. The weather is never really great in the UK, but it gets worse in autumn. The smells as well from the planting is really nice, so as you can imagine, you're not coming out to anything artificial. This is all natural and looking great, I must admit. There will be pictures put on the screen at different points of where we obviously landscaped it up to, and like I did say before, the planting was all done by the customer and they've done a really good job of it. I wish I'd have had the old video footage to show you bits and pieces, and from now on, using the new DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera which I'm using now, all the future projects will be filmed, so there'll be before and after footage, and it just documents it for anyone who's after seeing how we operate and what is possible with gardens. So these steps here, they've been bull-nosed. They were actually bull-nosed by Dan from Mobile Fabrication. That's basically what he does, cuts paving, bull-noses it, all other stuff, any sort of fabrication of paving. But yeah, really happy with this garden, and like I say, the only thing I would change, and will probably need changing in the future, is the grout. Definitely use flow point when the grout needs replacing. They actually do a limestone one, which is a really nice one, and they won't weather nowhere near as much as these, and they won't discolour as much as these, as much as the Fugabella Caracol. So that's what you want to use. We always try and use products which are pretty much bulletproof, because you don't want us to come back to fix anything, and we don't want to come back to rectify anything. So do it properly once and then it's done, and that's the best method to use. But yeah, I'm actually just admiring the plants here, because this is a great garden, I must admit. It was based on the RHS Bridgewater. So if you've ever been there, you'll see it's a very similar colour to the paving, the pathways that are there, and they have tweaked that and sort of customised it and put it into their design, and this is how it's turned out, which is just, I think, really beautiful, and I'm really happy with the project. I know the owner is, and like I say, this is just over 2 years on. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Any comments, just fire away, and hopefully we'll have more videos for you in the future.